board members to work through policy.
Pretty much for the same reasons.
For the same reason. So and we have a BudCom rep, and I just feel like facilities, that is a huge portion of our budget. It's a huge portion of what so.
I think you need to separate it from the CIP stuff, though.
Okay.
The reason I say that is what came to light in the big meeting in Brookline with the Brookline Select Board and the CIP committee. See, Brookline does collect,
The hazard,
what are they called, fees?
the impact fee?
Impact fees. And it was sort of a chicken and egg situation where CIP, in order to do it, it doesn't have to be a commitment, it's a projection, and it's a moving target and it can be revised, but they were objecting to the fact that there are no mention of capacity-related work in the plans that are, the CIP plans that are delivered to the CIP committee, and only growth-related expenses can be considered as part of impact fees. The SAU and district's position was that the reason for doing that is they don't want to put something on a plan until voters have had a chance to look at it. CIP is saying you're doing it backwards. You need to put together a plan well before it's going to come in. It's a 5 to 10 year plan looking forward, so it gets on the CIP plan first. I don't think that a facilities committee is likely going to be addressing that kind of forward-looking work. So that's why I was just saying.
Okay.
But I don't know, Gina, whether you think it's within Lance's bandwidth to head up such a committee, but he seems to be a really good focal point for that kind of work. If it would be an appropriate task for him to lead that committee, maybe, and then have at least, that's all I said, at least a board representative on that committee as well as members from other areas.
Okay, so I thought I knew what you're saying, and now you just confused me. So are you saying that the growth-focused capital...
I'm saying...
Ignore that.
Ignore the CIP stuff.
Ignore my comments about CIP.
About CIP, I think that they may be handling it well, but they may need to add a component to it.
Okay.
As far as the Standing Facilities Committee, I would like to see that as I think it'd be great if Lance could head up something like that, and it would address things like boilers, or if we're talking about, are we going to change egress methods at the high school,
Sure.
or roof renovations, any of these kind of things that are very tangible.
Big stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think currently the way the facility's been working and running is fine. We establish it as a standing committee, and it can evolve into like Lance's committee as you move from the conversations you're having about this current project into maybe in a few months.
And this is the great, good time to do it, because the intention is to reorganize in
Yeah.
our next meeting.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't have to
I know that
run it.
one of Tom Enright's areas of interest in running for the budget committee was the bond maturities coming up, and
Okay.
how funding's going to take place, what opportunities there are, and how that maps into overall things for the multiple school districts as that expenditure drops off the balance sheet.
Which is next year.
So
We
it's
got
good
one
news.
next year and one the following year, I think, don't we? But there was a...
That I
Okay,
don't know.
so I need a motion, sorry,
Go
didn't
ahead.
interrupt you. I need a motion to continue the facilities committee as a standing committee. Does that work?
Mhm.
So moved.
Moved by Kate?
Second.
Second by Rob. Any other we've had quite a discussion about it prior to motioning.
Are we, you would put forth a charter thing, hadn't you?
Yeah, we have a charter, so what I thought is that we'd use that as the base, and then make the appropriate
Yeah,
changes.
I
That's
think
gonna be
we're
a
good.
standing committee. It will expand one member, and,
Right.
any other necessary changes.
Okay. You'll bring that forth,
Um,
though.
I don't think it needs to, it talks about structure, but it doesn't talk about organization.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think we can, the committee itself, you can guide it to morph the
Yeah.
charter as
Yeah.
appropriate.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and I'll
think that
get
sounds
the
great.
copy out to the committee before we meet.
So Rob's another one of those appointments that we made earlier. All those in favor? 6-0. All right. So we need a motion to approve the recommendation of the superintendent for the boiler project at the Hollis Brookline High School as presented.
So moved.
Moved by Rob, second by Kate. Are there any other questions on it?
Yeah, what option do we have to get to see what we're voting on before we vote on them?
You don't.
So it's it was brought forward, I want to say in December as an update from the committee.
I saw the,
No, he means the bid.
original thing,
yeah.
what the actual plan is and how it, but not even seeing the recommendation is my concern.
She made the
I made
recommendation.
the recommendation.
Expect to see number one.
Okay.
Number two is, we usually aren't asked to vote on something first time we hear about it.
Well, it's not the first time we've heard about it. I mean, it's basically the boiler project, and it sounds like it's coming in within the budget, and it's coming in within the timeline that we expected. So it's not the first time we've
We
heard
don't have to
about it.
approve it.
I mean, I
If
think,
it's- Technically, we don't have to approve it then, because it's something within the budget. It was, the monies were approved at the district meeting by the voters.
okay, well, how about we take a vote on this? All those in favor? 5 opposed? 1, 5-1. Motion carries. Okay. Next is the motion to approve the acceptance and expenditure of the Security Action for Education Safe Grants in the total amount of $200,000. So that did just come in. So I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Kate, seconded by Beth.
So, in the verbiage that was read by you, Holly, it stated that,
I read exactly.
yeah, but it did say that certain windows that we can't do will be handled
In future
in
budget.
future budgets. I would like to understand, I mean, I'm for this, I'm going to support it, but I would like to, I don't want to have too much detail, but would like to have an understanding of what couldn't be done and how we address it as quickly as possible. So, yeah, I'm all for it, let's do the work. I prefer the work to be completed in entirety, but what doesn't get done, I think we need to bump that up in the priority list and do what we need to do to get the rest of it completed.
Yeah, this is one of those like catch-22 items because in order to apply for the SAFE grant, you have to not have budgeted for it.
Yeah.
Which is why we were turned down for other items in years past because we had budgeted for them. Which is why we couldn't do the front entrance in the middle school because we had planned to complete that. I think it's actually during April break. But yes, the idea is to move forward with the project in its entirety, but we didn't want to be penalized by.
You get what you can get,
Yeah,
right? And then
we'll move forward
rest
from
we'll
there.
have to figure out. So
But we'll provide.
I just don't want to lose sight of the
Yep.
things that we couldn't get done and wait for 2 or 3 budget cycles. I think that's too far.
So we'd
That's
love
too
an
far out.
update
Yeah,
in
update in
May
May.
about how many windows, or maybe not that specifically, but what percentage or
Yeah.
whatever. How far along we are. Yes, Tom?
Does acceptance of this grant require expenditure by the district along with it?
No.
So we can accept the grant, authorize only the work that the grant covers.
Correct.
And that's an endpoint.
Yes.
Do
good
we
question.
bill against an account?
So it's set up just like
In
our
Concord.
IDEA funds, Title II funds, Title IV funds, our robotics grant. So it's in the grant management system. And then we have an allocation of $100,000. It's there already. And then we submit for payment.
I see. Okay, so it's a reimbursement kind of thing, okay.
Were there other projects that were asked for this grant money as well that didn't get approved?
No, so this time, everything that we requested, we received. We knew that there would be a maximum of 100,000 per school, so we tried to target that amount. And we really tried to focus all the requests on access, because we knew that's what was approved last time.
Okay, so all those in favor? 6-0, motion carries. Okay, so this is regarding the general assurances grant guidelines. I need a motion to authorize the board chairman to represent the school board and acknowledge that the superintendent has consulted with all members of the school board in furtherance of the school board's obligations, including those enumerated in RSA 189:1-A, and pursuant to the school board's oversight of federal funds the district will be receiving, and of the general assurances requirements and definitions for participation in said federal programs. Motion
So moved.
by Kate.
Second.
Second by Rob.
Well, now that we have established a new chair, I can support this.
And is there any other comments? All those in favor? 6-0.
It's a good read, though.
Thank you.
It's a good read.
Mhm. Yeah, that's,
depressing.
that's great fun. Okay, so I need a motion to accept the superintendent's recommendations for teacher nominations as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Kate, seconded by Rob. Any comments or?
Is this collectively for both buildings?
Correct.
Yes. Any other questions? All those in favor? 6-0. Did we go over the calendar?
We did last month.
Oh, okay. So we need a motion to approve the 24-25 school calendar as presented last month.
So moved.
Moved by Beth,
Second.
seconded by Kate. All those in favor?
What about discussion?
Oh, sorry, didn't do discussion. Is there a discussion point?
Yeah.
Non-debatable
Is this one the extra year or the extra PD day or the?
This is exactly what you've seen it a few times, because you also saw it in
No, I
negotiations.
just remember with the contract, there was one that was gonna move around.
Yes, so that was, this year we have a PD day September 10th for voting. And so with the flex day on August 23rd, well, I have it identified as August 23rd, but it's really
It's
whatever.
By August 23rd.
Yeah, by August 23rd. And then you notice in June, the last day for students with 5 snow days is June 20th. And then the last day for students is the following Monday, for staff, excuse me, is the following Monday for the 23rd. So this year they have 3 PD days at the end of the year. Next year's calendar shows 1.
But because of that other one, we can't do the mid-semester one they want, right?
Right,
Yes.
yes,
Okay.
we didn't agree to that.
And what happens on
can't.
early release days? The staff stay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, do they stay, and this year's focus is on NEASC work.
This coming year.
This coming year.
Is that counted as PD time?
Correct.
So they typically, half PD days on?
It's 2 hours.
Okay.
It's a 2-hour early release.
Any other questions about the calendar? All those in favor? 6-0.
Thank you.
Okay, and then to see what action the board will take regarding policy BCA, Board Member Code of Ethics, we're gonna need to go by roll call on this. I need a motion that by the board, by roll call, state agreement to adhere to policy BCA, Board Member Code of Ethics. Motion, I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Moved by Beth,
Second.
second by Rob. Any discussion? Okay, so seeing none, I need a roll call vote. Tom?
Oh, aye.
Krista, aye.
Holly, aye.
Kate, aye.
Rob, aye.
Beth, aye.
Great. And then finally, am I finally?
Just out of curiosity, will we require Cindy to have to do it?
I don't
in
know,
the
I
next
think
meeting?
in the past what we've done is actually vote on this again, because Cindy wasn't here, so we'll do it again. I don't know why because we do have to have her vote on it. I feel like in the past we've done 2 votes on that.
We've done it before.
Yes, okay. And then finally, we need to see what action the board will take regarding policy DFA investments. I need a motion to adopt policy DFA investments.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Beth, seconded by Kate.
Rob.
My voice is
Sorry.
not that loud.
Hey, Rob.
It's late, it's getting late.
Okay.
Bye.
I got like 2 hours of sleep last night, but, oh, and my son called me. Okay. All right. Yeah, that puppy, no, it wasn't the puppy. All right. Is there any questions on this one? We do this one every year too, investments, right? Don't we do it every year? Krista?
We do.
Every year.
But Tom has a question.
Okay, Tom.
Do we have, are we going to be putting any money into any interest-bearing vehicles this year, do you think?
Not that I'm aware of. But this year would be the year to do it.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, where's our bank? Do you know what bank we use?
I mean, we have multiple banks based on, do you mean our regular, just everyday?
Where do we keep our working balance? The reason I say
You're
that
kicking around money.
is where they've.
Under the mattress?
The reason I ask is where they have, in recent past, been fractional percentages, even with modest
Even though we
balances, you can
almost
get 2 to 4% on it.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if we should do it. Who's our treasurer now?
Karen
Is that
Jew.
Karen?
Yeah.
I
Talk to
guess
her.
the question is, we've got a policy that allows us to do it, and
Yeah.
as long as FDIC insured, it would fit the bill. I think it's potentially worth doing it, especially where we're holding, I don't know, are you allowed to put grant monies into a savings account?
We don't have grant monies. Like, all of our grant money comes after we've
Oh, so we
requested a
don't have
reimbursement.
You gotta spend it.
That's a reimbursement.
So we're not hanging on to it, but a purchase, a lease purchase would be an idea, or a
Or even
bond where
some
we're
of
spending down the
account-
bond.
Some of the account funds, 100 grand is generally
Yep.
fairly significant, a couple of $1,000s worth of interest.
Thank you
Agreed.
for that point.
Yeah.
That's great. Any other questions?
I'll yell at Karen.
All those in favor? 6-0. Motion carries. Report out from the process.
What,
We've
don't
got-
we have to,
Yeah, go ahead.
vote on the,
Proposals about.
Oh, sure. I need a motion to,
Oh,
Accept superintendent recommendations for allowing staff members to tuition students into co-op schools.
I think we need to say 2 staff
specific.
members
Two staff members,
for this school.
one at the middle school and one at the high school. right?
for the
For the
20.
24, 25.
Do we vote for it every year then? 24, 24?
every year it's a different discussion.
Okay, so 24, 25 school year. So can you say that motion again, please?
Move that we accept the superintendent recommendation that we permit two co-op staff members to have their children tuition into co-op schools, one at the middle school and one at the high school for the 24-25 school year.
And I need a second?
Second.
Kate is the second. Tom made the motion. No discussion? I don't think we just, all those in favor? All those in favor? 6-0. Thank you for that reminder. You guys are all on top of it. And is there anything else before we get to the process observer?
The only thing I will mention is that the BudCom did not meet.
Right.
They will be meeting. Does anybody know what's likely to be the April topic for the BudCom? Do you know what?
Probably about money.
Isn't always. Is there anything that anyone
Is that April
shares or
25th?
cares to make sure that's under discussion?
Yep.
I don't think so right now.
Because they always ask me what's going on here.
Nothing.
We just argue about nothing.
We just don't do it.
Need candy.
Keeps us sharp. though,
It's the
for
board about nothing.
following.
You can let the budget committee know that we had a conversation about the middle school and Farley building property discussions, and so many of them are involved with multiple groups,
And then we're going to continue the facilities committee.
and that we're gonna continue the facilities committee.
Is there a budget committee member to it? It was Raul, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So they'll
Yeah.
need to appoint,
Mm-hmm, yep,
okay.
that's great. Okay, so I need a report out for the process observer. I forget which one of you
It's me.
Tom.
All things considered, it went well. It's interesting, we
We're not
had
that
a
far
longer
behind.
non-public session than was anticipated. And then we had a really short discussion period that got us back on schedule. Excuse me, we had a long discussion then, but we got back on schedule for deliberation, and we dragged it out again.
Yeah.
So we're a little bit behind, but I think the discussions went well. My only concern is that, and this is not directed at any individual, but I think because of the gap, some of the backup material for some of the discussions was a little bit lacking.
Okay.
That's my personal opinion.
Okay. Okay, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by
Second.
Kate, second by Beth. All those in favor?